bringing you news and information from around the Pacific Command. This is your AFN Pacific Report.
Thanks for joining us on this edition of AFN Pacific Report. I'm Senior Airman Therese Garnier. On Tuesday, Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel issued a message to all members of DoD, emphasizing that stopping sexual assault and supporting victims is everyone's responsibility. The Secretary urged all members to commit to eliminating the crime of sexual assault, supporting victims, and intervening when appropriate to help stop unsafe behavior. Hagel said, "We are strong because of our values of service, sacrifice, and loyalty, and doing what is right. By drawing on these strengths, we can and we must stop sexual assault within our ranks." Firefighters at Iwakuni are now better equipped to handle flight line emergencies, thanks to the arrival of a specialized piece of Japanese equipment.
Iwakuni's Aircraft Rescue Firefighting Station acquired a new firefighting vehicle that assists the Iwakuni Kentucky Airport.
This is a MK-125 Merida, Japanese ARF vehicle, and it was leased to us by the government of Japan so that we could support civil aviation coming here to Iwakuni.
The Merida was necessary for the civilian side of the airfield to open due to its ability to carry more water than the fire trucks ARF normally uses.
We use the P-19. We were required to use 4 of those to be capable of 4,000 gallons for this type airfield. This truck cuts it over half. 75% of the water is already in this vehicle. All we need is one more P-19 to have 4,000 gallons that we require for this airfield. So that's what I like most about it. It cuts down our requirement. We have it right here, one vehicle. The P-19 is quite a bit smaller than this, and this takes a little bit more skill to operate and navigate, push all the buttons, and make it do its job. So training was required in order to operate this vehicle efficiently and safely.
Lanham says the Merida contributes greatly to the overall ARF mission of providing aircraft rescue firefighting services to the airfield by getting more water to the scene without requiring as many vehicles. Lance Corporal Lupe Campos, Marine Corps Air Station, Iwakuni, Japan.
Thankfully, fires are not a daily occurrence at military installations. But in order for firefighters to know how to battle a blaze when it occurs, they resort to setting their own.
The Wolfpack's fighter fighters are training to put out fires. And to do that, they must practice together.
I love working with my team. And I like the exercises. We don't get a lot of fires.
Luckily, they don't fight fires every day. But by practicing at the fire structural building, their skills will be ready when they are needed.
It's very important because pretty much we respond to everything on base.
But despite all the risk, they are willing to deal with the heat.
I love it. I mean, I love being a firefighter. I love my job. You know, just trying to defend the base.
Specialist Sarah Herring, Kunsan Air Base, Korea.
A group of soldiers in Korea received formal recognition for actions they took in Thailand when a training exercise turned all too real.
For the invocation delivered by the 2nd Infantry Division Chaplain, Lieutenant Colonel Lee.
U.S. soldiers in 2nd Infantry Division gathered at Camp Casey to honor the bravery of their fellow soldiers.
Please be seated.
And these soldiers' performance was, in a word, awesome. And in a phrase, second to none.
8 soldiers from the 2nd Infantry Division sprang into action when an aircraft went down. At that moment, training turned into a real-life rescue mission.
Captain Sheehan, through the unofficial word that we got that a helicopter had crashed, he sprung into action. The aircraft is at fly, ready to take off, and still decisions were being made to put water coolers, equipment, additional medical supplies in the helicopter.
During the emergency, their experience saved the day.
They knew exactly what to do. They fell back on their training, and they demonstrated consistently throughout that mission. Even though it was only a short, compact time, everyone that I was a part of that are sitting in these chairs today, they demonstrated that flawlessly, and I couldn't be more proud of my crew that day.
From training to real life, these soldiers acted on their instincts and saved the lives of 9 Marines. For their heroic actions, these 8 soldiers received a little but big honor. Senior Airman James Bueller, Camp Casey, Korea.
Every Marine is a rifleman, and every Marine knows safety is paramount when on the shooting range. That knowledge is part of what primary marksmanship instructor Staff Sergeant James Hansen imparts on his fellow Devil Dogs.
I enjoyed shooting guns and teaching Marines how to shoot guns. I became a PMI in Parris Island in 2008. All right, with the belt of 50 rounds, load! As a PMI, I sit here and I teach the Marines how to conduct rifle marksmanship in general. I ensure safety on the rifle range, make sure that the Marines understand Marine Corps rifle marksmanship. All right, rack your weapons back! And we just make sure that the weapons are properly cleaned before and after we fire. Firing now! The idea of taking the ramrod and clearing the 240 is to ensure that there's not a actual round stuck in the barrel. Let's ride. Clear. Ride the ball home. Basic Marine Corps rifle marksmanship.
Coming up, Anarchy reigns supreme on Anderson Air Force Base. But first, let's take a look around the Pacific Command in today's snapshots.
A sailor directs a helicopter aboard USS John C. Stennis underway in the Indian Ocean. 51st Fighter Wing Commander Colonel Patrick McKenzie celebrates reaching 3,000 F-16 flying hours at Osan Air Base. Navy Chief Petty Officers conduct a run to honor the 120th birthday of the Chief Petty Officer rank in Misawa. And that's a look around the Pacific Command in today's Snapshots.
A gathering of soldiers at Camp Casey had equality on their minds as they discussed the evolution of women in the military.
More than 50 2ID soldiers celebrate Women's History Month at the Camp Casey Warriors Club. 4 local leaders received questions from Area 1 community members about the impact that women have in the military. One member of the panel says after more than 20 years of service, she understands that women play a vital role in everyday missions.
It makes me very proud the way that we've advanced, women have advanced in the military today.
Unit leaders working with new moms and women serving in combat arms are just some of the issues discussed.
The females are bringing up points that senior leadership should be aware of. And as we discuss integrating with combat MOSs, they're voicing their opinions, and we're leaning forward to identify any potential issues so the leadership can make informed decisions.
Army Sergeant Chris Garver, Camp Casey, Korea.
The Korean Augmentation to the U.S. Army, or KATUSA program, provides the U.S. military with Korean-speaking soldiers. The program helps Korean and American militaries operate more closely and effectively. KATUSAs have their own chain of command, made up of people like Senior KATUSA Corporal Lee, to handle personal or professional issues.
I'm Corporal Lee Seung-min, the Senior KATUSA for 36th Signal Battalion. I was born in Jinju, Korea, and now I live in Seoul with my family. I have a bachelor's degree in English literature from Hanguk University of Foreign Studies. I almost made my decision of mandatory military service as an officer for ROK Air Force, but knowing that I got into the KATUSA program, I had to withdraw my application for the position. It is my responsibility to track every one of KATUSAs all at times. I receive the reports and take care of them. When I see my soldiers being happy in the military, I cannot be more proud to be a senior KATUSA. I'm so glad that I can make them feel comfortable when they are staying at the Army. I'm definitely taking small steps, but every day to improve relationship between Raw Army and U.S. Army.
Cast members from a popular television series made a swing through the Pacific while on a USO-sponsored tour of military installations. Their travels included a stop at Anderson Air Force Base, Guam.
The United Service Organizations, or the USO, is a group that supports the troops and their families through a multitude of morale and welfare-boosting programs. They recently hosted a celebrity tour on Anderson Air Force Base for cast members of the popular show Sons of Anarchy. Kim Coates, Mark Boone Jr., and Dayton Cali teamed up to visit bases in Guam, Hawaii, and Japan on a week-long tour to thank the troops. The look of excitement and gratitude from the airmen and their families while being able to give back to the troops is all the motivation these men have needed to continue doing these tours for the past few years.
What inspired you to start going on USO tours, and what's your favorite thing about it?
Henry Rollins, who did the second season of Sons of Anarchy, told us that we had a huge military following, Sons of Anarchy, which was unbeknownst. We didn't know that. We had no idea of the love and support of the military. So it was actually Henry Rollins who said that the USO would love to have a few of us go over and say hi to the troops, and we jumped on that.
Reporting from Anderson Air Force Base, I'm Airman Erica Moore.
In the States, Major League Baseball kicked off its season this past Sunday, but members of the Yokosuka community didn't have to travel all the way to the States to enjoy a day at the ballpark.
Sailors and contract workers from Commander Fleet Activities Yokosuka enjoy a day at the ballpark during the CFA Employee Day with the Yokohama D&A Bay Stars.
This is the third year in a row we've been doing this. Set it up with the local minor league team, and we come out here on an afternoon, and everybody tries to enjoy a ball game. It's great for our sailors and our community members because they get to experience something here in Japan they won't in the United States.
Although not everyone in the crowd speaks the same language, they can all communicate through the love of the game.
This is my first time at a Japanese stadium. I know this is a minor league, but it's really a cool experience for me because I've never been to one.
I think it was a wonderful idea. We get to experience, support the Yokosuka local team. Yeah, it's great because not only I get to experience time off of work, I just enjoy my favorite sport.
This community relations event is just one of many ways sailors and local community members continue to build a long-standing alliance between Japan and the U.S. Petty Officer Marvin Thompson, Yokosuka Navy Base, Japan.
That's it for this newscast. From all of us here at AFM Pacific, thanks for watching.